Please do like, share and subscribe and press the bell icon.
Hello students, so in the previous video we have started with the exercise 5a. We have solved certain numericals of 5a, and today once again we will proceed with few more numericals of the same exercise, that is exercise 5a. Let me just read out the numerical for you. Now you can also do one thing, you write side by side, you can start writing down in your copies, you can copy down, or if you have your textbook you can follow your textbook also. What volume of propane is burned for every 500 cubic centimeter of air used in the reaction under the same condition, assuming oxygen is 1/5 of air? So this is a given equation, that is what volume of propane is burned, that is how much of this has been burned for every 500 cubic centimeter of air, for air. They have asked for air, and in the equation what we have been provided? Oxygen. So that means what? We have to find out that is 500 cubic centimeter of air contains how much of oxygen. So this is what we will find out first, and then from this amount of, that is oxygen that has been present over there, we will be finding out how much of the propane that has been used. So first let us find out how much of this 500 cubic centimeter of air contains oxygen. It is present in, oxygen is present in 1/5 part of the air. That is, oxygen is 1/5 of air. So solution, we'll copy down the equation C3H8 plus 5O2 forming 3CO2 plus 4H2O. So this will be again 1 volume, 5 volume, 3 volume. Then first we'll find out 500 cubic centimeter of air contains oxygen. 500 cubic centimeter of air contains oxygen is equals to, it's 1/5. So 500 into 1/5, so that will be 5 ones are 100. That is 100 cubic centimeter. Oxygen is present. That is, in 500 cubic centimeter, oxygen present is 100 cubic centimeter. Okay, so if oxygen present is 100 cubic centimeter, now we'll find out for this reaction, that is if 100 cubic centimeter of this oxygen that has been used, how much of the propane that has been burned for this 500 cubic centimeter of air which contains 100 cubic centimeter of your oxygen. So 5 volumes of, or the reaction, the reactants and the products are in stoichiometric proportion. So the reaction follows, first of all the reaction follows Gay-Lussac's law. So what is the reason? I will not mention again and again it now, because these are in stoichiometric proportion, a simple ratio 1:5:3. Okay. Or you can write down one statement, the same statement which you have written down for the previous numericals, that is the reactants and the products are in stoichiometric proportion, therefore the reaction follows. So I am writing down here the reactants and products are in simple ratio. Either you can write down this first and followed by this, or you can just write down in the bracket. Okay, next, 1 volume of this propane C3H8 requires oxygen that is equals to 5 volume. Therefore, no, from this we have to, that is sorry, I made a mistake, 5 volumes of the, sorry, 5 volumes of oxygen requires propane is equals to 1 volume. Therefore 100 cubic centimeter of oxygen will require propane. What will be doing? That is 1 by 5 into 100. So 5 ones are 5 twos are 20 cubic centimeter. So your answer will be, volume of propane required will be is equals to 20 cubic centimeter. Okay students, now this question was asked in 2017. This particular question was asked in 2017, so see that you know that the questions are being repeated, so you study carefully. Okay, next, if 6 liters of hydrogen and 4 liters of chlorine are mixed and exploded, and if water is added to the gases formed, find the volume of the residual gas. So first let us understand the meaning. And one more thing, this question was asked in 2015. In the year 2015, the same question was asked. They will just change this volumes and the same can be repeated. Okay, so that means hydrogen and chlorine, they are being taken. Hydrogen is in 6 liters and chlorine is in 4 liters. They have been mixed together and they exploded. Some explosion takes place, some product that has been formed over there. And whatever the product that has been formed, water is added to the resulting product. The product is in the gaseous state. Find the volume of the residual gas. So first of all, we'll write down a proper equation for this. No equation has been given, so hydrogen and chlorine, they react together. So H2 plus Cl2 gives 2HCl. It's been balanced. So this is one volume, 2 volume. So therefore it follows because of the volumes, they are in simple ratio, it follows, the reaction follows. Therefore the reaction follows Gill-Lussac's law. Always mention this because you should be sure what law that you are using over here. Now here there are 2 reactants that has been given. It may happen that one of the reactant, maybe some amount will be left behind. So the one which is already in less quantity, obviously the chances of that to be left behind is very less. So what we'll be doing? We'll not start with the one which is in more quantity, we'll start with this. Okay, so here it is in 1 volume and 1 volume both the ratio. So 1 volume of chlorine, 1 volume of chlorine requires 1 volume of hydrogen. Therefore 4 liters of chlorine will require hydrogen is equals to 4 liters. I hope you got it why we started with chlorine, because always one is in more, one is in less. The one which is all more, only that can be only that one has got the chance that something must have left behind. So we are starting with the less one. So 4 liters of chlorine will require hydrogen is equals to 4 liters. Here we have been provided with 6 liters. Therefore unused hydrogen is equals to 6 minus 4 is equals to 2 liters. Or we can write down over here, that is equals to 2 liters. What else? We have to find out the volume of the residual gas. Now that means we could have calculated this, but here in this particular problem we will not be calculating this. Why? Because if water is added to the gaseous form, if water is added to hydrogen chloride gas, it no longer remains in the gaseous state. It forms what? It forms the hydrochloric acid. And all these laws are applicable only for the gases, not for the liquids or the solids. So we will not find anything for this. Although we will find the volume of HCl, hydrogen chloride gas formed, but it will not be included as the residual gas. Therefore, 4 liters of hydrogen or 4 liters of chlorine, from anyone we can find out this, 4 liters of hydrogen or 4 liters of chlorine will form or 4 liters of hydrogen on 4 liters, both we can write down, and 4 liters of chlorine will give 4 into 2, that is 8 liters. 8 liters of hydrochloric, or here I'll write down, will give hydrochloric acid is equals to, will give, I'm writing over here, will give hydrochloric acid, sorry, hydrogen chloride. First it is forming hydrogen chloride, then it is forming hydrochloric acid, will give hydrogen chloride is equals to 4 into 2, that is 8 liters. Then you write on one more statement, but this hydrochloric acid, but this hydrogen chloride, not hydrochloric acid, it is forming hydrogen chloride, but we are adding water to it, so it forms hydrochloric acid. So we don't have to find anything which is in solid or the liquid state, but the hydrogen chloride gas formed dissolves in water to form hydrochloric acid. Therefore, volume of residual gas is equals to, what will be the residual gas? Something which has been left behind. So what is left behind? Chlorine is completely used up. We don't have to calculate hydrochloric acid. So obviously what is residual gas? What is left behind? Hydrogen that has been left behind. So volume of residual gas is equals to 2 liters of, 2 liters of hydrogen chloride gas. Sorry, 2 liters of hydrogen, not hydrogen chloride gas, 2 liters of hydrogen. I'll just read it out once again for you, because while writing down simultaneously, I think I must have made a mistake. Let me just, this is our required equation. It has been balanced, so it is 1 volume, 2 volumes. So therefore it follows the Gay-Lussac's law. Now 1 volume of chlorine will require 1 volume of hydrogen. That this has been said by the equation. Therefore 4 liters of chlorine will require 4 liters of hydrogen. Unused hydrogen total has been provided as 6 liters. So 6 minus 4 will be getting 2 liters. Now 4 liters of hydrogen and 4 liters of chlorine. Either you can take any one of the reactant, or you can take both the reactants. Either you can take this reactant or you can take this reactant. So 4 liters of hydrogen, 4 liters of chlorine will give hydrogen chloride is equals to 4 into 2, because this is in one part, this is in two parts, twice of it, 8 liters. Now this hydrogen chloride that has been formed, this is in the gaseous state. They are not asked to find out something which is in the gaseous. They said water is added to the gaseous form. So when water is added, it forms liquid. That is, it forms hydrochloric acid. So this hydrogen chloride gas form dissolves in water to form hydrochloric acid. So what is left behind now? Obviously this hydrogen gas that it has been formed. Therefore volume of residual gas is equals to 2 liters of hydrogen. So your answer is what? Answer is 2 liters of hydrogen gas. Okay. Okay, next, 14th sum. Ammonia may be oxidized to nitrogen monoxide in the presence of a catalyst according to the following equation. That is 4NH3 plus 5O2 gives 4NO plus 6H2O. If 27 liters of reactants are consumed, what volume of nitrogen monoxide is produced at the same temperature and pressure? Now before I proceed, let me once again remind you that it's a very important equation. Either it may be asked from ammonia, or it may be asked as a write down balanced equations, or it can be asked from stoichiometry. It's so important that I don't even remember, I don't have to just balance this equation. I remember the stoichiometric proportion of it. So very important equation. If not over here, it can be asked as 1 mark as a equation. So we'll first copy down the, okay, let me first explain you. That is, this reactants consumed, total reactants, here it is 4 volume and 5 volume, but if you consider in liters, the total volume, this will be total 27. So from 27 liters of reactants used, how much of nitrogen monoxide that has been formed over here? So we'll first of all, the first same step, that is 4NH3 plus 5O2 gives 4NO plus 6H2O. So 4 volume, you can write down in short V also, or you can write down volume, that is VOL or full, anything that you want. There is no rule as such. Volume, 4 volume. We don't have to write down anything for water that is in the liquid state. Okay. Then therefore, the reaction follows Gale-Yusek's law. Next, this has been 27 total. From 27, how much of this that has been formed? Total, therefore 20 total reactants used up is equals to 27 liters. Therefore 27 liters of reactants will produce nitrogen monoxide is equals to, what will be doing? This is total is 27, so this will be 4. We have to find out this. So this 4 comes from here, 4, and this total 5 plus 4, that is 9. Total volume if you consider. So volume, that is 9 into 27. I hope you understand why 4 by 9. This is 4 volume, and this total volume is how much? 5 plus 4, that is 9. So we are writing down 9 over here, and total in liters, that is reactants that has been provided as in 27 liters. So 9 3s are 27. So this will be 12. 4 3s are 12 liters. So your answer will be, therefore NO produced or nitrogen monoxide produced will be is equals to 12 liters. Clear everyone? Next, a mixture of hydrogen and chlorine occupying 36 cubic centimeter was exploded. On shaking it with water, 4 cubic centimeter of hydrogen was left behind. Find the composition of the mixture. Now what does this numerical it says? That means hydrogen and chlorine, total volume of hydrogen and chlorine was 36 cubic centimeter. Both of them was exploded. That means to both of them, when water was added, there was something which was left behind, something which was unused, that is 4 cubic centimeter of hydrogen was left behind. We have to find the composition of the mixture. That means we have to find out how much of hydrogen and chlorine was given in the initial stage as a reactant. See, be very careful when the question says find the composition of the resulting mixture. The resulting mixture is something else which I have explained in the previous numericals, and composition of the mixture means what? The reactants which has been provided in the beginning. So both the things are opposite to each other. Both are not opposite, both the things are different. So make sure that what the question asks you, read the question carefully. So first step will be same. First of all, we will be writing down the equation for this. That is H2 plus Cl2 will give us 2HCl. 1 volume, 2 volume. Therefore, the reaction follows Gale-Yusek's law. Next, a mixture of hydrogen and chlorine occupying 36 cubic centimeter. Total mixture provided or total reactants provided, total mixture provided, both are same, is equals to 36 cubic centimeter. Now this 36 cubic centimeter total, something was left behind. That is volume of unused hydrogen. That is 4 cubic centimeter. So from this, if we are removing 4 cubic centimeter which was unused, there will be getting the used one. Therefore, volume of used reactants is equals to 36 minus 4 is equals to 32 cubic centimeter. This was the total volume. From this, unused hydrogen is 4. So if we remove this unused, we'll be getting the used reactant. So 36 minus 4 will be getting this as 32 cubic centimeter. Now, this both of them are in one volume. So therefore, volume of one of the reactant total is 32. So we'll be dividing by 2 because both the stoichiometric proportion is one volume. So that will be 16 cubic centimeter. So therefore, according to this equation, 16 cubic centimeter of hydrogen requires 16 cubic centimeter of chlorine. So hydrogen that is taken up, that is 16, and chlorine that is taken up is 16 cubic centimeter. But how much of hydrogen that has been provided to us in the beginning? We have to find out how much both of them have been provided in the beginning. Therefore, volume of hydrogen provided in the beginning of the reaction, or simply in provided, is equals to 16 plus this unused one, that is 4, that is 20 cubic centimeter. So we got the total volume of hydrogen provided, and we also got this total volume of chlorine provided. Therefore, composition of the mixture provided will be equal to what you will be writing down, that is 20 cubic centimeter of hydrogen plus, make sure you write down in this way, plus 4 cubic centimeter of, 16 cubic centimeter of chlorine. The 16 cubic centimeter of chlorine. Okay, so this is your answer. This is your answer. Again, you can write down this as answer is equals to 20 cubic centimeter of hydrogen plus 16 cubic centimeter of chlorine. Again, you can just copy down, you can just write down, or that is total hydrogen and chlorine. So that will be 36 cubic centimeter. It's better, I always suggest you leave it in this way, because they have asked composition of the mixture. That means how much of hydrogen, how much of chlorine. So always mention individually, but you show a plus sign over here. Okay. Next, what volume of air containing 20% of oxygen by volume will be required to burn completely 10 cubic centimeter each of methane and acetylene? Both these equations are given as a part of the question, but I just never wanted to write down it again, so I have just written down as a part of the solution. In the textbook, both these equations are given. Okay, now what does this equation means? That they have given two reactions where methane and acetylene is reacting with oxygen. We have been provided the amount of methane and acetylene, that is this as well as this. And from this, and also the stoichiometric ratio of the oxygen that has been used up. From the amount of oxygen that is used up, we have to find out how much of air that has been used up into the reaction, both these reactions together. So what we'll be doing, first we'll be finding out how much of oxygen that has been used up from 10 volumes of methane and acetylene. After finding out the volume of oxygen used up, we'll find out the volume of air that has been used up. So again, our first step remains the same, that is you copy down both these equations, you write down the stoichiometric proportion, and you number both the equations, then both the equations for both the reactions follows Gay-Lussac's law. Okay. Now here, one volume of methane requires 1 volume of oxygen. I'm writing down a bit small because it's a lengthy numerical. I'll be needing the space over here. Therefore, 10 cubic centimeter of methane will require oxygen is equals to 10 into 2, that is 20 cubic centimeter. Or you can write down below over here. I'm writing over here 20 cubic centimeter. Next, 2 volume of acetylene requires 5 volume of oxygen. Therefore, 10 cubic centimeter of acetylene will require oxygen. What will be doing? That is 5 by 2. 5 by 2 into 10. This is 10 cubic centimeter. So 2 5s are. So we get this as 25 cubic centimeter. So we are getting oxygen for both of them for equation 1. It's better you write down according to equation 1. According to equation 1. Okay, or you can write down at the top over here. This is according to equation 2. I'm using the short forms. I'm writing a bit smaller so that I get the full space over here. Now, this air contains 20% of oxygen. Air contains 20% of oxygen. Now, air contains 20% of oxygen. Therefore, this 20 cubic centimeter of oxygen will be present in how much volume of air? Therefore, volume of air containing 20 cubic centimeter of oxygen. What will be doing? That is 20. This 20 upon this 20% for finding out this into 100. So what will be getting over here? That is 100 cubic centimeter. Next, for this equation, so this is also according to equation 1. In the next, so you mention over here according to equation 1. Equation 1. Okay. According to equation 2, what it is? That is 25 cubic centimeter. So volume of air containing this 25 cubic centimeter of oxygen. What will be doing? So that will be our, that is 25. This 25 and 20%, so 20 into 100. So 20 ones are 20, 5s are, so this will be 5 to 125. So according to equation 1, we are getting it as 100 cubic centimeter. According to equation 2, we are getting air is 125 cubic centimeter. Therefore, total volume of air used up for both the reactions that will be 100 plus 125, that is 225 cubic centimeter. Okay, this is one way of solving it. Another way, what you can do is, you can just add up this oxygen for both the reaction. That is 20 plus 20. I don't have the much space, but I am telling you how you can do it. So listen carefully, 20 plus 20, you will be getting it as 45 cubic centimeter. So total volume of oxygen used up will be 45 cubic centimeter. What you will do? That 45 and this 20%. So that 45 by 20 into 100 will be this way. 45, that is total oxygen, by this 20 into 100. You will be getting this as 20 ones are 20, 5s are. So that will be 5 5s are 25, 5 2 5 4s are 20, 225 cubic centimeter. Both the ways, your answer will be getting the same. Both the procedures are right. You can do it in any way. I don't have much space to solve it by that way, so I'm just leaving it, but for it is for your information, you can do it. So your in the end you can write down a answer, that is volume of air. Volume of air is equals to 225 cubic centimeter. This is your required answer. Next, 17th sum. LPG is 60% propane and 40% butane. 10 liters of this mixture is burnt. Calculate volume of carbon dioxide added to the atmosphere. Now what does it mean? Both these reactions, that is, here it contains propane. This is propane C3H8. That is 60% of propane and 40% of butane. Both of them, they have been burnt together. This whole thing along with oxygen, they have been burnt. That is total, these are the stoichiometric proportions, but total volume in liters is 10 liters. All of them, there were 10 liters. That is your propane, butane, oxygen, all of them together, 10 liters of all, the whole mixture was burned. And from this 10 liters, we have to find out how much of carbon dioxide that has been added to the atmosphere from both these reactions. So both these reactions equations are given as a part of the question. I have just copied down as a part of your solution because I never wanted to write down twice. So here this will also be 2 volume, this will be 13 volume, this will be 8 volume. Yeah, equation 1, equation 2, or reaction 1, reaction 2. Therefore both the reactions follows Gay-Lussac's law. Okay. Now it's 60% propane present in 10 liters. Now, so we'll find out 60% of propane. First of all, 60% of propane. And how much in 10 liters? In 10 liters of mixture. So what we'll be doing over here? That is 60 by 100 into 10. So this cancels. We'll be getting over here 6 liters. 6 liters. Next, what we'll be doing? We'll be calculating for butane. 40% of butane in 10 liters of mixture. So we find out the exact quantity, that is 40 by 100 into the 10 liters provided. So this 0 cancel, this also cancel, this also, that will be 4 liters. Okay, now we'll come back to our reactions according to equation 1. According to equation 1 or reaction 1, 1 volume of this propane produces 3 volume of carbon dioxide. Therefore, here it is 6 liters. Therefore, 6 liters of propane will produce CO2. What it will be? 1:3 it is. So 6 into 3, or even if you yes, so 6 into 3, so that will be 18 liters. Let me see any other ways there for this. That is 3 by 1 into 6. It is the same thing. If I am writing down this thing as we have been doing for all the equations, that is 3 by 1 into 6. Same thing. So we can straight away writing down, we can write down this way, that is 18 liters. Next step, for which I don't have much space, but still let me try if I can do it. Okay, let me continue over here. According to equation 2, 2 volume of butane, that is C3H8. Sorry, butane is C4. 2 volume of C4H10 produces carbon dioxide is equals to 8 volume. Therefore, here it is how much? 6 liters. 6 liters of propane will produce CO2 will be how much? That is 8 by 2. 8 by 2 into this is total, sorry, what is here? 4 over here. We have got this 40% of butane is 4 liters, so 8 by 2 into 4, that is 16 liters. So we get from both the equations, we are getting 1 for equation 1, we are getting over here 18 liters, for equation 2 we are getting 16 liters. Therefore total volume of carbon dioxide formed is equals to 18 plus 16, so that will be 34. Okay. 14, 4, 1. Okay. 34 cubic or 34 liters. I hope I have written down everything. Nothing has been missed out. It was a lengthy numerical. Okay, let me just repeat it once again. We are writing down the equation. Both the equations are following the Gay-Lussac's law. 60% of propane in 10 liters, 60 by 100 into 10, we get 6 liters. 40% of butane in 10 liters of mixture is 40 by 100 into 10. This is 10 over here. Let me write down properly over here. So we are getting 4 liters. Now according to equation 1, 1 volume of propane produces 3 volume of carbon dioxide according to this equation. Therefore 6 liters of propane will produce carbon dioxide, that is 6 into 3, that is 18 liters. According to equation 2, 2 liters of butane produces carbon dioxide is 8 volume. Therefore 6 liters we are getting over here 4 liters, sorry. Therefore 4 liters of butane we are getting 4 liters. Therefore 4 liters of butane will produce carbon dioxide. What will be doing? 8 by 2 into 4, that is 16 liters. So total volume of carbon dioxide formed over here, this 18 liters and this 16 liters. So that will be 34 liters of carbon dioxide that has been formed. So your answer will be 34 liters of CO2. So with this we have completed all the important numericals of this particular exercise, students. All the important numericals are completed. Just go through them. Thank you, students.